Good afternoon, everybody. All right, it is Friday. I'm Jennifer Lee Chan, and we do have the game status report on Friday afternoon. Two players are going to be out for Sunday's contest against the Arizona Cardinals, and that is Yetur Gross-Matos with his knee injury and Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. He has a calf injury. So two players out. One player is doubtful. That's Chris Conley. He suffered an oblique injury in the game. And then everybody else is questionable. So that is George Kittle. It is Fred Warner, Jacob Cowing, shoulder, Isaac Yiadom, thigh, Kalia Davis, knee. Kittle, of course, the rib injury. Fred Warner is the ankle injury. I am guessing, and this is what I've thought the entire week, is that both George Kittle and Fred Warner will play. Now, if there is any exacerbation of the injuries at all, I think they will be taken out and, maybe be on some sort of snap count. But as of now, George Kittle, Fred Warner, both questionable, which I think means that they're kind of leaning towards them playing. But again, they have to designate injury status for them. Good news is that you've got several players. Talanoa Hufanga, no injury designation. D. Winters, also no injury designation. So those two players will definitely play on Sunday. And I think D. Winters will play maybe alongside of Fred Warner if he's in there. And then if Fred Warner needs to come out, D. Winters will be in there. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles out. So it'll be Devondre Campbell's, D. Winters, and maybe they have Tatum Bethune take some snaps as well. Isaac Yiadom also questionable. I think that one was, yeah, that was a thigh. Did I say that? Yes, a thigh. It's a long list. It's a long list, but at least it's not terrible. It's just two players out. Chris Conley is doubtful, but I think everybody that's on that questionable list will play. Now, it is going to be hot at Levi Stadium. It's projected to be 94 to 96 degrees at kickoff, which is at 1:05 p.m. So it's going to be really hot. So if y'all are coming to Levi Stadium, definitely hydrate, bring a hat, wear sunscreen because it's going to be a scorcher out there. I'll be on the field pregame. I might even wear a hat. It is going to be really warm. So definitely prepare. Kyle Shanahan mentioned that players may be doing IVs beforehand. Sometimes guys will do it the day before so that they're hydrated throughout the beginning of the game, beginning of the day, but it's really going to be hot. Now, Wednesday was the hottest practice of the week. I think it was over 100. Thursday was warmer, but it was cooling down a little bit, but it is going to be really warm on Sunday. Because of the heat, the 49ers are going to be wearing their red throwback jerseys, white pants. Kyle Shanahan wanted for them to have their entire white throwbacks on for the game, but apparently you have to designate that before the start of the season. So because they didn't, they've got the red throwback pants, white throwback pants. So half red, half white instead of the yellow. But his goal was to get the guys in as light of color jerseys as possible. They're really going to be monitoring everybody's fluids. I think this is a good group of veteran guys that know how to take care of their bodies, and they really kind of do it by example. So young guys that have come in, like let's say Jacob Cowing, Dominic Pooney, they're all this rookie class. Again, I've talked about it multiple times. They're very mature, but they're also very intuitive. They're watching what other players are doing. They're making sure that they follow what Fred Warner, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk does throughout their game week to make sure that they're ready to play. So with Jacob Cowing out now, speaking of Kyle Juszczyk, Jacob Cowing is questionable. So if he's unable to return punts, it could be Kyle Juszczyk. They could also bump up Trent Taylor from the practice squad. Um, if Chris Conley is out, Jacob Cowing has a setback. I would think that Trent Taylor does get a bump up from the practice squad because then they have another receiver if needed and a punt returner. Could also be Ronnie Bell. That's another option as well. So that's pretty much the story for Sunday's game. We'll see if anything shakes out. The last couple of weeks, George Kittle was ruled out on Saturday the week before. So I think it was doubtful or questionable. So it just kind of depends how they go through. Now, Thursday was the longest practice. It was very hot. So the good thing is that those guys that are questionable, this is probably like the point where they would know their health status, whether it would get and hopefully better. Generally won't get worse through Friday, but with George Kittle, obviously that first week after the rib injury, missed the game. So they're going to have a walkthrough on Friday, which is what they did. They have a light, no practice really on Saturday, but they do kind of walk through. They kind of do some recovery stuff. So then they're ready for Sunday. So it's going to be a hot one, everybody. It's going to be a tough game, especially with Kyler Murray because he's so mobile. The defensive line, I would think, is going to rotate a lot more. And it could be Kalia Davis activated to the 53-man roster on Sunday, or actually has to be done Saturday at 1 p.m. So he could be bumped up. He could take snaps as a rotational player on the interior with Kevin Givens, Jordan Elliott, who has no injury designation, which is really good for the defensive line, and Malik Collins. Now, on the outside, of course, Nick Bosa, Leonard Floyd, they will be without Yeturgos Matos, so they're going to have some other guys kind of rotate in there. Um, it's going to be a tough one. They've got to contain Kyler Murray, who has notoriously been the squirrel and been really difficult to stop and contain in the pocket. Also, James Conner is a really good running back who also catches passes. So those are two guys that you're going to watch out for. Also, Marvin Harrison Jr., that matchup with Deommodore Lenoir should be interesting and fun to watch. And Charvarius Ward. I mean, they've also, it depends on where Marvin Harrison lines up. So, it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup, but Cardinals defense isn't really good against the run, so I expect Jordan Mason to have a good game. And I think the offense keeps it rolling. Keeps it rolling. So stay tuned here. I'm going to post some more videos of interviews from the week, and also stay tuned here. Um, Facebook page, YouTube page, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, all of that same handle. Jennifer Lee Chan, LeeChan, all the same. Please subscribe on all the platforms. Let me know what you'd like to see, what you'd like me to capture for you on the field, video wise, not actual people wise. What you'd like to see. I try to give you guys kind of a little peek at what you can't see on the TV version of the game. So let me know what you like behind the scenes to see what's your favorite stuff. So I'll do that. Defensive players were announced individually last game, so it'll probably be offensive players individually announced before the game. So if you'd like me to be closer to the tunnel or at the end where they end up kind of at the end zone where they take a knee normally, let me know. All right. If you're going to the game, please say hi. And if not, stay tuned here, leave me a comment, and let me know what you think. All right. Talk to you soon.